In this tutorial, we're going to look at equilibrium constant, and we're going to go over how to calculate it and what it is. So, in a nutshell, the equilibrium constant is a constant which describes the position of equilibrium of a certain reaction. So, let's take an equilibrium reaction as an example to start off then. If we, let's take an example of NO, so 2, let's go for a nice colour, 2 NO gas plus 2 hydrogen, molecular hydrogen, again gas. Now again it's an equilibrium, so it's a reverse, it has an equilibrium, so rather than a single arrow we'll have the double arrow, and then that would be not molecular nitrogen gas plus 2 H2O gas. Okay, so that's the equation that we're going to start off. Now the equilibrium constant K, or the equation to express the equilibrium constant is K is equal to, now when we have square brackets like this, it refers to the concentration. Okay, so again the concentration of A times the concentration of B over the concentration of C. Okay, so now this can get a bit complicated in that the equilibrium constant is, or sorry, the equation for the equilibrium constant is a bit upside down, because how we translate our equation into the formula is the right hand side here of our equilibrium equation will go on top. Okay, so we'll have K is equal to the concentration, so in square brackets, of N2 gas times the concentration of 2 H2O, but rather than putting 2 H2O, we'll have H2O gas squared. Okay, and on the bottom we'll have the left hand side of the reaction up here, so that was going to be NO squared times H2, so molecular hydrogen squared, and that's how we write out the equilibrium constant, or that is the expression for the equilibrium constant. So now let's just say we can give each of these values. So let's say K, so the equilibrium constant, let's give the concentration of N2 0.020, in fact let's just divide that off to make it a bit clearer, times 0.15 squared over 0.062 again squared because we've got two of them, times 0.15, and again that's squared. So now if I just grab a calculator and type that in, so we'll we don't need the square brackets, but put normal brackets in on the calculator because of the squares. So That's going to be 0.02 times, in brackets, 0.15 squared, and then divided by 0.062, square that because in brackets, times, in brackets again, 0.15 squared is going to equal 11.7, and goes on and so on. So that is our equilibrium constant, but it can also be expressed a little bit better by putting it in standard notation. That's 1.2 times 10 to the 2. Okay, so it's standard notation, and that is our equilibrium constant. Now this is very handy because it gives you a rough outline of the concentration or where the equilibrium point lies. Now there's a slightly different way of doing this for the dissociation of acids, because again that is an equilibrium, but we'll go into that in the next video. If you found this video useful, then don't forget to hit the like button and check out my other videos for more chemistry, physics and science experiments and tutorials.